possibilities for Derry. So like Vera, I give you the floor now. Let me know if it works and if you can share your screen.
Yes, thank you. So just a second. Yeah, here we are. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so
perfect.
Hi there. I am Panvera Leka. So I am the EU project manager at Officinae Verdi, Italy, which is a company in green economy and sustainable finance investment. The group has a mainstream in energy efficiency sector, and in the last years, it has developed over 100 million euro operations. So we have relevant experience in managing European projects, and actually we are involved in 5 of them. So we are involved in 5 ongoing projects. We are the leader of the work package 7, making sure that the Stardust actions rely on bankable solutions. So this is our company presentation shortly. So talking about the Stardust project, I can say that the Stardust project has a clear strategy for replicating measures in its follower cities, and making sure that the cooperation among each other will increase the quality of life of the citizens, driving the local economies forward. So today we will focus on the business models and financing resources addressing the City of Derry. And of course, we know that Europe needs to increase the energy efficiency of its cities and the quality of life of its citizens. So the integrated approach of Stardust project, as shown in this slide, is based on the combination of technological solutions with the human aspects. So this is briefly a slide that comments the drivers and the solutions of our project. So we know that business model goals are not to maximize profits, but mostly to impact social and environmental value. So this is our main goals in finding out and personalizing the most appropriate business model for each lighthouse city and the follower cities participating in the Stardust project. Yeah. The smart city definition introduces into business model the concept of sustainable and potential development. So taking in consideration innovations and other aspects. So we basically are oriented to the quintuple helix innovation system, which can be summarized within the 5 branches you can see in the slide. So it's very important to keep in mind that our project is oriented to this helix, and going through we can see how our business models are derived. So the 5 drivers highlighted in order to reach an innovative and feasible business model should lead towards these 4 requirements. And we have to consider that if one of these requirements is not accomplished, the business model is not innovative or feasible. This is our guidelines. And of course, there are a lot of financing resources. To be a good business model, we have to identify the financial schemes involving different stakeholders and resources. So in this slide, we are illustrating the possible options of smart cities, how to get the necessary funding. So yeah, in this case, the city decision makers would know that it is not easy to start a smart city project without reliable financing resources. As you can see in the slide, there are a lot of them. So government funding, local level sources, community focused funding, loans and municipal bonds, some private fundings, user charges and pay for performance, and of course smart city challenges and competition. There are a lot of them to be considered. So when the key elements of this scenario illustrated in this slide have been identified, a financial business model can be created. So the key elements above are essential to create a personalized financial scheme. So in particular, the following key factors are of special importance for the creation of such schemes. So de-risking investment, social acceptance and involvement, and we can go on with how to reach that. So also in the case of Stardust project, the interventions will be evaluated on the basis of some of these KPIs shown in the slide. This selection is essential because we can provide a financial analysis for driving our stakeholders or our partners to complete the business model definition phases. So you can see annual final energy consumption, payback periods. So it's a mix of economic, financial, environmental, and social KPIs. So let us see some examples from the lighthouse cities participating in our project. Here comes the Pamplona example. So they have applied for a biomass-based district heating in Xantrea neighborhood, which will provide both hot and cold water through biogas and natural gas. And Nasovinsa will be the grantor and promoter of the project. And the company will be responsible for the construction of the facility and its operation, including the sale of the generated energy in exchange for the payment of an annual fee for the duration of the contract, so for all the duration of the contract. Then let's go on with the Panvera business model. I have selected the city IoT platform and the street lighting controlling system. This is another example. They are going to change the lighting control system into a smart city sensors network. So you can see what their innovative business model looks like. It takes into account technological innovation, social needs, financial innovation, and emerging local market, which support each other in a dual way. Another example comes from the city of Trento. A new service of last mile logistics for the low emission zone with electric vehicles is planned to be established. So in the Trento case, their business model follows in the Tampere and Pamplona steps. So with their needs and innovations mutually supporting each other, as you see. So they are always interacting with these needs. Now let's see some financial mechanisms highlighted in this slide. There are, a variety of ways to get funding. The investment pool for smart city program deployment requires, of course, creative thinking to overcome the traditional models of infrastructure financing. So you can see there is a variety of them. So depends on the investment strategy and the energy efficiency plan for each city. So in this case, the City of Derry can evaluate some of them. Of course, not all of them are suitable to the different European or non-European cities. So let's see one of them. So this is the Green Bond tool, which is issued by states, local authorities, or corporates to finance different projects. Yeah, it is concerned a fixed income instrument designed mostly to support specific climate-related or environmental projects. Yeah, typically this tool come with tax incentives to enhance their attractiveness to investors. And so the first one has been issued by the World Bank in 2009, and only in 2019 around $157 billion worth of green bonds were issued. So you see this tool has been mostly used by the cities and by the companies. So it's you can see that this tool has a lot of advantages and highlighted in this slide. So by the municipalities and by the energy efficiency projects applications. So we can see there are a lot of financing tools. I have brought here some examples of possible fundings. You can see there are a lot of them, and you can go through by visiting their websites using the links I have shown in the slide. So you are free to go through and have more information. Up to date, there are convenient forms of debt, equity, and guarantees, which could come from public financial institutions. And of course, the European Investment Bank is the only institution which is politically accountable in the European Union. But because the UK is now out of the European Union, as we know, you can have access financing through this link by selecting the type of the financing. So you can select loan and guarantee, or you can select equity and venture capital by using a keyword for the search engine. So in this case, I have used the keyword search energy, and what it comes out in this slide, it comes out that, for example, in your region, in Northern Ireland, a list of 3 financial intermediaries are offering funds from different sources of finance. So European Investment Bank, Life, and so on. So just in your case, I've selected. But you can do all your your kind of researches by selecting the tools, the region, or the keywords you would prefer, depending on your investment project. So other sources are shown in this slide. So there are a lot of them. So I'm not going to, I know that there are a lot of them. So just go through the information and you have more information about each one of them. Anyway, you can already consult some good practices by going to the page of Covenant of Mayors, just to find out some findings and good practices divided by sector, type, and nation. You can do all your research by going to the link shown in this slide and selecting which will be the your main research in this platform. So all the informations are available for your case. So it's a well done website. So yeah, you can find out a lot of good practices. Other good practices has been taken by the Interact Europe. So as we know, this program has supported the exchange of knowledge between European regions, helping them to create new financial instruments and improving existing ones. So you can read through the slide and the website of Finarpol to find out more information about this tool. In this case, I've showed this in this slide, the example of the Isle of Mull in Scotland as regards their community hydroelectric plant, which I found more similar to your region. So it might be a good example to consult by your side. So what they have achieved so far by using this program, they have achieved some energy savings in invoices, some energy savings in consumption compared to the baselines, and the reduction of carbon emissions. So it's a good tool to use for applying for this energy efficiency projects. So yeah. Also, we can consult the emerging ISCO business models as they are deploying local value chains and new risk, but anyway, there are some barriers, as you can see in the slide. I have listed some of them. So market information and financial barriers. So also institutional, administrative, and structural. But anyway, it can be a good business model to study and consult and to see how it can fit with your city. And of course, at this stage, we can embrace all the opportunities that we might have to consult and to exchange at this stage. But anyway, we can exchange information. Yeah, I realize that there is a lot of information that I have not the time to convey today, but I'm always at your disposal. So don't hesitate to get in touch with me, with Officinae Verdi. we can give more information, go more in depth, and evaluate together which might be the right solution for the City of Derry. As you can see, I have my email address shown in this slide, and I invite you to share with us your investment plan. If you have already make some feasibility studies on the City of Derry, and we'll be happy to help. So thank you for your attention today, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you very much, Vera, for this presentation. And of course, I'm sure that we will need Officinae's help as we will need to draft some business plans. And I believe that you have 10 persons a month in work package 5. So I'm sure that we will definitely get more and more in contact with you.
Yeah.
And I can also see that Diego is following today this webinar. So just hi, Diego. And yeah. And do you know what will be the position of the UK in Horizon Europe? Will it be an associate country like Norway today, or?
Yeah, they would be considered like a third party. As you know, third parties can apply to the Horizon 2020 project. So don't desperate. So we can still have the possibility to benefit from the European funding program. So until the end of this year, we can, of course, have the benefits like the other European countries, but starting from the Horizon Europe program, we'll see that the UK will be considered like a third party. But anyway, they will have all the right and the benefits to participate.
Yes, something like nowadays Switzerland or Norway or something like that, right?
Yeah, of course, in partnership with other European countries. So we have always the possibility to evaluate how we can interact and participate with our new project proposals. So we are open to include our actual partners in the new project proposals. So we are optimistic.
Yes, concerning Horizon Europe, yeah, but then cohesion funds and Interreg, I guess that the UK will be excluded as of next year, unfortunately.
Okay, we have to evaluate because we are waiting for the new Horizon Europe to be published at the end of this year, maybe the last 2 months of this year, as usually. So let's wait for the new framework, and then we'll evaluate which are the real opportunities for the UK to participate.
I don't know if you, Leo, do you have a question? Or somebody else, of course. Everybody's welcome.
I would say thank you for the presentation. There's a lot of information there, a lot of places where potential funding could be got, which I wasn't aware of. So I appreciate you signposting us to those, and we will help us to close up. So back to you.
Yeah, we have a lot of experience because, as I told you, we are involved in 5 Smart Cities Horizon 2020 projects. So as you see, we are involved in the City Exchange project with Limerick, and so we have another project that is called Build. So yeah, Express is another project. So we are involved, and we have gathered a lot of experience on how to finance, on how to build a customized business model. So please feel free to share with us more information about your your city, because I have shared with you the questionnaire, you know, but we need more information. So you, in that case, we'll be more able to give you more support and more tools, tailor-made, no? So that is our idea, why we need more information through the questionnaire, because there are some tools that help and give support to the cities that have a top number of citizens. There are other tools that are oriented to some of the business models. So yeah, we have together more information just to give you the right support to build your business model. So feel free. You have all my contacts, and yeah, me and my colleague will be happy to help.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for participating today.
My pleasure, Martin.
Thank you for Diego as well for putting me in contact with you. Terry.
Yeah. Just maybe to add, because in terms of being south of the border here, I think there's two funding mechanisms that might also be useful for Derry. There's the Peace 4 Interreg scheme, and I think that's Brexit proof. I think the EU have already committed to that funding scheme, so that will still exist. Also, there's a US-Ireland fund. So this is basically if you can get a partner from, it's run through, I think, through the National Science Foundation in the US, and that's a source of funding as well for cross-border projects. So you need somebody from this. Actually, that Donegal-Derry relationship would be really powerful for an application there. And I don't know, Leo, with that regional relationship, is there a way through the Donegal half that you could apply for something under the Climate Action Fund in Ireland? Because Officinae Verdi are doing great work with us, that they helped us put in an expression of interest for the Climate Action Fund here.
Okay, we've already put an expression of interest into the Climate Action Fund jointly between Derry City and Strabane and Donegal. So we had negotiations with the Climate Action Fund, obviously the people that sits with that. So we put an expression of interest into them for that fund, and was also put an expression of interest into the Peace Plus, the one that you mentioned there, the Interreg funding, which is, as you say, Brexit proofed as well. So it is. So that's two ways that we have already done, but we're always open to look at new opportunities as well. So we're
and I guess for the US Ireland one, maybe if we can think of something between Limerick and Derry. I know we're already looking at it for the concept of, I think it's virtual manufacturing or manufacturing in city centres, but there's no reason why we can't look at it for energy as well. So.
Okay, so I'll contact you about that then, Terry, in the next week or so, and we'll see if we can get some way forward with that US Ireland funding.
Yeah, Grant, thanks.
Thanks, thank you.
What kind of funding the US Ireland is? Is it a subsidy or is it a different kind of funding? Or?
It's part of the National Science Foundation in the United States. So it's not really huge. Well, I think it's like we can go for about €1 million between 3 or 4 partners. So it's all right. It's pretty useful for money. But I suppose one caveat is that we often assume things are very dynamic in the United States, but the National Science Foundation tends to be quite bureaucratic. So they're well able to do that as well.
Are you referring, Terry, to the PACE instrument? The same PACE instrument is a USA tool, or we can go through, okay. So we can go through financing sources and tools. So, but yeah, we can go deeper and analyze which would be the right tool for the City of Derry, of course. So let's keep in touch and evaluate. I
Yes,
can conveyed all the tools today, but yeah, there are a lot of them.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. Thank you very much, Vera, for your availability. I'm sure that Leo will get in touch with you and with Derry as well in the near future. And with that, I think we can give the floor to Michael.